Hey guys, I got a video to show you guys today. It's a little bit out of the norm. Usually when you hear the words residential and industrial, they're two different things and you tend not to mix them up. Well, in a nutshell, I've got one of the problems I have with the air conditioning. It's summertime in New England. It's very hot. It's been humid. It's been just brutally hot. Well, when we put the window unit into the house, what happened was the condensation would run down. Even though we angle the AC back, it would run down and drip. It would drip into the side of the house around the roof. You get moss. Eventually it just leaked into the ceiling, and we ended up having black mold, so I had to clean that up. So I figured no more. What I ended up doing after that was we got the portable ones. I got the Black & Decker, and as expensive as it was, it doesn't work. It's terrible. So not knowing what to do, I was told it'd be like 40 grand to put the AC unit into the house. Whether it was in the attic or whether it was outside, the canisters. So I decided to go industrial. This is a portable one that I want to show you guys. It's an industrial portable one. So I'm going to show you guys if it works and if it's worth having an industrial in a residential setting. So enjoy the video. I hope it helps. Okay, so you can see it's on a pallet. Pretty heavy, pretty big. It's a lot bigger looking than what I thought it would be. But it is industrial. Let's see. Caution, heavy. Looks like the back of the box, but it's had its share of rough rides, but should be okay. So why don't we go ahead? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off the pallet. Okay, so one of the most important things when setting this up is that it's got proper ventilation. Now it does come with a vent pipe that slips onto the part that we screwed on. This is technically the 8-inch vent pipe, but what I did was I bought an 8-foot one, and we're going to vent it to the window. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it, because it's so tall, we're going to vent a pipe going up, and we're going to use the upper part of the window. We're just going to slide the screen up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure. Okay, so what I did was I actually took one of the panels that the unit was shipped in, and it was 24 by 14, and what I did was I cut it out and fit it into position, so that's how it's going to go. What we want is something that we can anchor the exhaust vent to. So what we got to do now is I'm going to show you guys the exhaust vent. We're going to do an outline on this, and we're going to vent it out. Okay, so this one is 8 feet long. I figured I would get it longer. They had them as long as 25 feet, but it's only going to go from here to the top vent. You can see we're going to anchor it into position for this one, and maybe somewhere down the road I'll get a vent cover for the board. But for now, to get it running, I just want to vent it outside. So what we're going to need to do, we're going to take this and we're going to make an outline on the board, and we're going to cut it out, and then I'll show you. Okay, here's a bit of an update. When I cut it out, I brought the panel down, I traced out the exhaust hose, and I cut it out. And I wanted to waterproof it, because this is like, well, it actually is, it's like paneling. Maybe a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch thick. So I went ahead and I put the Rust-Oleum. You can see it looks like two colors. There were two different cans. Oddly enough, that color gray is exactly what I wanted for the Enterprise, but when I had done the model, it had come out looking like that. It was a little bit darker. Anyway, you gotta wait for this to dry. Once it's dry, we can put it in the window and put the AC on. Okay, so here's a bit of an update. I went ahead, I gave it 2 coats, and I think it looks a little bit better now, because this is paneling, so it's pretty thin, and it's going to be in the window, so it possibly could get wet. So I didn't want it to get soft, and I wanted it protected by the paint. So anyway, it's looking pretty good, and the paint's starting to dry. When it's fully dry, then we'll put it in the window. Okay, so I got the unit in. I put the heating duct, the exhaust heating duct, I clamped it on to the plate, and it's going into the paneling board that I cut for the window. The hole, what I'll do is later on I'll put the faceplate on the outside so it looks a little bit better. But you can see the cut. It's nice and secure. There's no air that's going to get in, no bugs or anything, and the screen is up on top. So, okay, so what I did, we took the vent pipe, and because this was an 8-foot one, we cut it to fit, because when I had when I didn't do it, the pressure from the fan just made it, open up and snake everywhere. So we cut it, and we put the clamp on, so that's secured to the unit. The unit is vented outside to the window. We did the top pane because the height. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh, incidentally, here is where the condensation goes. You just empty that out. Let's turn it on. You'll see the controls. We're going to put it on high. And let me show you guys the swing arm. may seem excessive, but because of the situation in the house, we needed something to do, and that will replace that. So that is how you put an industrial strength air conditioner into a residential setting. Well, how to set it up anyway.